I think he's got the taser now, and now it's a life and death fight, because if he tases her, he could potentially incapacitate her and take her weapon and kill her, or kill somebody else. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Al, and I'm a retired sergeant, canine handler, and state trooper in Ohio. What I'd like to talk to you today about is a traffic stop that occurred earlier this year, July 27th, I believe, 2024, in Rogers, Arkansas, by the Arkansas State Police. And there may be a belief that folks that watch my channel think that I'm always defending the police. That's not the case. If I see some bad behavior or bad tactics or illegal stuff, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to call it like I see it. And this is a good example. I don't think anything illegal happened. However, there was some bad takes done by this, bad tactics done by this officer that put her in undue harm, or that put her in a bad position, really bad position. So much so that she had to use her weapon in order to fend off this suspect. So just to show you the comments on this video, and this is a YouTube video, as you can see, and the comments on the video, as you can see, the stop occurred in Rogers, Arkansas on July 27th at approximately 7:43. Arkansas State Trooper Alexandria Duncan attempted to stop a 26-year-old Angel Zapet Alvarado on I-49 southbound after he passed her marked patrol unit traveling 114 miles an hour in heavy traffic near the 83-mile marker. Now, in my experience, anytime I've encountered anybody passing me on the interstate going, and I don't think I've ever had anybody going 114, but I've had people pass me on the interstate when I'm just, tootling along, driving the speed limit. When somebody does that, they're obviously either not paying attention or there's something wrong. They may be drunk or high, or there may be some other circumstance that explains why they passed you at such an obscene speed like that. Zapet Alvarado initially showed no signs of stopping, even after Trooper Duncan activated her emergency lights and sirens, and you're going to hear the siren. After stopping his vehicle on the right shoulder, Trooper Duncan instructed him to exit the vehicle. She observed him with his hand on the gear shift and stopped him from driving away in the vehicle by taking his keys. He ignored commands to exit the vehicle and resisted Trooper Duncan's efforts to remove him. She deployed her taser when he refused to comply. So he wrestled the taser away from her, threw it in the road, and then a passerby stops, luckily for this trooper, and assists her by getting the taser out of the road, helping her in some way to try to secure the suspect. Ultimately, this suspect was kicking the trooper, and she discharged her weapon and struck him in the forehead, or on the side of the head, but just grazed him. By then, other officers had arrived, and then they took him into custody, arrested him for DUI, and I believe resisting arrest and some other charges. Excuse me. So I want to watch the video. I'm going to point out things that I'm seeing that this trooper did wrong, and maybe some things that she did right as well. So let's get on with the video. You see him blowing by her. She's immediately accelerating. You hear her lights or siren go on. Now you're going to see his right turn signal turn on, but he doesn't veer to the right or turn to the right at all. I don't like how close she's following. It's a bad tactic in my opinion, because if he strikes somebody, she's going to end up striking him or the other vehicle. It's just a bad position to be in there, too close. If I was her, I'd be calling for assistance. If I was her, I'd be calling for other troopers to converge, or local PD or whatever, to come and assist me, because it's obvious something is wrong. This driver is not responding to the lights and sirens. He turned his right turn signal on, but didn't change lanes. Is not pulling over. So if she hasn't, I hope that she's calling somebody else for help. But sometimes troopers, especially, get this John Wayne attitude that, you can't be speeding on my road, or, what the hell are you doing? What's wrong with you, kind of thing. I never trusted people that I stopped to not want to hurt me. So this officer kind of takes a bad attitude into this stop, in my opinion. Does this look normal to you? I would probably take the tactic of waiting until backup officers get there to even approach this, because this driving is erratic, unusual, reckless. I would be very hesitant to approach this vehicle on my own. I know now that this trooper is by herself, and it's just a bad tactic. I think part too close. You need a good gap there for cover if you start shooting. I don't like driver's side approaches, but again, I think she's intending to pull him out of the vehicle, probably to read him the riot act, but it's just a poor tactic, and she doesn't look cautious at all. Maybe I'm just being judgmental, but and troopers that worked under me when I was a sergeant know how nitpicky I was about tactics on traffic stops. But your life is on the line, and I'm watching out for you, and it's just some bad tactics here. Opening the door immediately, if this guy's armed and he's got a gun waiting for her, she's right there, right in the path of it. So bad. So she's already wrestling with him. I didn't hear a command for him to get out. Maybe I missed it. But also the radio is blaring. And in my experience, usually after pursuits or when you encountered a drunk was when the radio was blaring. The fact that the radio was blaring tells me that he's not all there. I'm going to go back to see if I hear a command given by her to him to exit the vehicle. Not that it's actually required, but it's probably a good idea. And come to find out, this guy's Guatemalan. He doesn't hardly even speak English. I guess he says some things like wait, or something, but later on, he hasn't done it yet. Also, because of copyright issues, I'm probably going to have to mute this part of it with the music playing, because you could get a copyright strike from YouTube. So I'll probably going to have to mute that part of it. But for your context, she just yelled, "Get out!" I'm not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to hear that because I'm going to have to mute the music. So she just tased him. You could hear the clicking of the taser, and then she threw his keys on the other side of the car. And I'll just rewind that so you can see that. But you can hear the clicking. And again, I'm muting the music. So right after the music stops is when you hear the clicking. And hopefully I will have unmuted it by then.
Wait. Get out of the car.
Look at how close they are to the road. Her butt is literally maybe a foot away from cars going 70, 80 miles an hour next to her. And she's wrestling with this guy on the driver's side of the car. Just a really, really bad. I mean, granted, how would she have handled it if she was on the passenger side of the car? Again, she could have waited for backup to get there, handled this a little bit more tactically, had an extra officer there to watch traffic, make sure people are moving over, that kind of thing. I mean, he's obviously out of it and not cooperating.
Roll over right now.
Why?
Roll over.
He said, why?
Roll over. I'm going to pull the trigger. Roll over. Roll over. Roll over on your stomach. Now, roll over.
I've been like, why?
Roll over.
Wait.
Roll over on your stomach. Roll over on your stomach.
Okay, I'm done.
Roll over. Okay. Now.
This trooper created this situation. Again, she should have waited for backup. It's just a very, very bad position to be in. This guy's on his back at the driver's door. Traffic's whizzing by. She's using the taser as pain compliance to try to get him to comply with her commands. Who knows whether or not he even understands? All he's said to this point is why? It's a bad position to be in.
Okay.
Roll over.
Okay.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your hands behind your back.
No.
Roll over.
I'm tired.
Roll over.
Okay.
Now he's got the taser, or he tried to get the taser away from her.
Okay. Wait. Give it to me. What? Wait.
Roll over.
Why you? Why? Only give me what you want. Why? Only give me what you want.
Roll over.
Only give me what you want. Why you?
Roll over.
Only give me what you want. I'm saying nothing.
You're going to jail. Roll over.
Huh?
Roll over on your stomach.
I'm saying what?
Roll over on your stomach. Roll
Why
over.
you only going?
You're going to jail.
Why? I'm saying nothing. I'm going to my house.
Roll over. Roll over.
I'm going to my house.
Roll over.
I'm going to my house. I'm going to my house. Everything. No. Why? Only. I need to put you. Why? 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 What's it? Why?
I think he's got the taser now, and now it's a life and death fight, because if he tases her, he could potentially incapacitate her and take her weapon and kill her, or kill somebody else. There's the passerby that's pulling over right there in that vehicle. She's pulling over to help this trooper. Talk about just an insane situation to be in now. She's lucky that this driver doesn't have better fighting skills, because if he did, she could have been killed, easily been killed on this. So just really, really bad tactics, in my opinion. The trooper just tossed the taser into the road to get it away from the driver. Now they're fighting, hand fighting. There's the passerby.
Give me that taser now.
Now she's on her back. Really bad position. Thank God that passerby stopped there. Given the fact that he reversed her, was on top and about to strike her face. He's kicking her. He's kicking her, the trooper's face. Now, I don't know if you caught that, and we got a commercial here, but the trooper told the female that pulled over to assist her to get away, and she told her to get away because she was preparing to take her weapon out and shoot this suspect, because it's gotten out of control now. So I'm going to go ahead and start the video again, but I'm going to have to pause this or pass this commercial. She already fired a shot off. And you probably didn't hear it because of the commercial, but right there. Now, he's been struck in the head, but it was a grazing shot. It just broke the skin, I believe.
Get on your back. Get on your back. Roll over. Give me your hands.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and second guess whether or not this is a felony situation, as far as like a felony stop where the ante is upped because there's a felony happening. He's resisting, he's running, arguably fleeing and eluding. And in that situation, you can take other tactics in order to effect an arrest. However, you should always assume that the person that you're stopping has better skills than you do at fighting. And she put herself in a really, really bad position there where, the taser was taken away from her. She put her hands on him immediately when she got up to the vehicle instead of, maybe just giving him some orders or waiting for a backup officer to get there to approach this guy. Obviously, his driving gave away a lot of red flags about whether or not he was going to be compliant in the first place. So just to show some of the other stories that came out as a result of this stop. So this traffic stop has been used as an anti-immigration rallying cry. The July arrest of a Guatemalan man that the Arkansas State Police and Governor Sarah Sanders used to vilify immigrants has opened up a different can of worms, with the trooper now coming under scrutiny after dashcam video revealed her unorthodox approach that likely put her and everyone else involved in unnecessary danger. Benton County Prosecutor Joshua Robinson determined this week that the trooper's use of potentially deadly force was justified under Arkansas law. Again, I'm not disputing whether or not she was justified in using deadly force. I'm disputing whether or not her tactics were sound and didn't create the situation where she needed to use deadly force. So it's just kind of a really, really bad choices by this officer. But some are calling into question Duncan's version of events, while Duncan said she had little choice but to escalate to violence when Zapit Alvarado tried to put the car into drive to make an escape. The video released this week suggests a different narrative is possible. I'm not disputing whether or not he tried to put the car in drive, because we can't tell. I mean, you're apples and oranges. She's saying what she saw. I can't dispute what she said she saw. 114 miles an hour. So again, just really, really bad decisions made by this officer. And then this guy pled guilty to a plea deal where it looks like he pled this is what he was originally charged with: battery, second degree, speeding, failure to yield to emergency vehicle, reckless driving, and resisting an officer. I think there was a DUI in there too. Yep. No driver's license. And then here's the statement that the officer put together. And again, you can read that on your own time. But it looks like the plea agreement, or this is an arraignment. And then there was a plea agreement that I had read earlier. Okay, he pled guilty. And I think he pled guilty to the DUI, and they dismissed everything else. A lot of times these defendants that are here illegally, and I think according to the description of the video, he's married to an American citizen. So I think that kind of gives him an in into gaining citizenship. However, once you're convicted of a crime, that kind of muddies the water a little bit, and he may be subject to deportation. So he might have worked out some kind of a plea agreement where he pleads guilty to a misdemeanor so he doesn't get deported. But again, just like I said, to reiterate, I don't want to slam this officer for being a bad cop. I mean, she's doing her job. She's trying to do her job the right way. However, you need to know your limitations and always assume that somebody has better skills than you do. Luckily, this guy was drunk, and luckily he didn't have very good fighting skills. However, hopefully this is a wake-up call to this officer, and she takes a better tactic in the future if she encounters something similar to this. She's got all the time in the world to call for backup. She could have waited in her car, waited for the suspect to, or waited for backup officers to get there before she approached the suspect, and then handle it that way. So again, that's just my take. Just a retired guy that has been around and seen some stuff, and again, I'm gonna call out bad police behavior if and when I see it. And I saw some here, just not bad behavior, but bad tactics, and put herself in a really bad position. So hope you liked what you saw here today. Hope it was educational, and hope to see you again soon.